It is estimated that 36,200 tons of garbage are generated every day in New York City. Of this, private carting companies haul away about 23,000 tons of waste. For every 40,000 tons of garbage added to a landfill, at least 1 acre of land is lost to future use.
Or as of the closing of Fishkill facility, we, as far as I know, export most of that out of the city and some of it even out of the state. So if we're evaluating this program on a sustainability, with sustainability indicators or framework, we wouldn't rate it very highly because we produce a lot of waste, over 4 pounds a person, and we don't take care of it in the city. We just ship it out. That said, the city has put efforts into both reducing its waste and recycling. So I think that we have a huge waste challenge in front of us. Well, I think there's a lot of room for composting. I think it's a great idea. As you know, composting is taking organic material and making that into nutrient-rich supplements for soil, for example. And there's a lot of ways in which you can do that, different ways, in terms of both outdoor composting and indoor composting. The question is how much can composting supplement or help to reduce the waste stream? Right, so in general, composting is really about organics and sort of the wet stuff, the putrescidables that are in the waste stream. Some cities like Toronto have had very, very successful composting programs. One of the laws that we originally had in the city for a long time was that you weren't allowed to have garbage recyclers or the in-sink sort of grinders, so that you couldn't put all that organic material into your sink, and then because that goes into the wastewater treatment facilities, and that's really nutrient-rich material that ends up in our streams and rivers. What we'd have to do is outlaw those, or at least make them illegal. Now, as I mentioned, they were for a long time. 1997, post-1997, they were legalized, and so subsequently, a lot of the new housing, the new apartments, can have these garbage trash compactors or these garbage things in their sink that will ground up their organics. So that might be one way forward, and but that would have to include a law or some sort of policy that would force people or encourage them or incentivize sort of the separation of that waste, so that that waste could then be composted. However, there's another issue here, and that's land. And the question, I mean, with all of that waste, every day, we need some land to actually make the compost heaps. And this has got to be carefully chosen. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, a compost heap in Central Park caught on fire because of the heat that's generated within the compost. And this was just for trees that they cut down. It was on the east side, up in the 90s. Just spontaneously sparked because it was warm and dry. So we need space, so you can't make the compost too high. And with all of this stuff coming into the stream, I don't know exactly where we're going to get that. And if these composts aren't, managed correctly, then you're going to get smell, so you don't want to push them around, residential areas. So there's lots and lots of challenges for the future. I do think, though, there's a role for composting.
New York City cannot continue in the path it has taken. Our current waste management system must be amended in order to become more sustainable for future generations. We need to invest in more environmentally friendly operations such as composting.